What's up, guys? Before we get into today's episode, I want to let everyone know that the pre-order for the 1000 SP pullover hoodie ends tonight. If you're watching this as the video goes live on Sunday, November 30th, you have until midnight tonight to get your order in. We're printing them on ultra premium 10-ounce heavyweight pullover hoodies. We're headed into winter, and here in New Hampshire, we're gonna need a hoodie that heavy. So I am super excited about these, one of the best hoodies we've ever printed on. So make sure you get your order in at ludwigsgarage.com. There's a link in the video's description below. Let's get into today's episode. We're messing with the bus. What's up, guys? Welcome back. It is Thanksgiving Day, so if you're in America, happy Thanksgiving. I am currently driving the Phaeton. If you guys were wondering about an update with that, it currently still runs, still driving. Did not install the lowering links in this yet, and the suspension decided to lower itself anyway, even though I replaced the height sensors. So Phaeton is currently doing Phaeton things. So I am currently headed over to my parents' house. Kayla has left a little before me since I was obviously running late, washing the enclosed trailer and the truck. Being the end of November here in New Hampshire, they've already salted the roads. So the reason why I'm starting this episode now is after we eat dinner, my father and I are going to pull the flexible clipper bus out, and we're gonna try to get it into a place where it can sit and be worked on, right? So right now it's behind my dad's shop, just kind of tucked out of the way. It's been there since we brought it home from Kansas. And although we're heading into the winter months where, you know, we won't be able to work on it much since we can only work on it outside, it's too big to fit in either of our shops. We want to get it into a position where my dad can plow snow around it easier, but also we can get it in a spot where we can ultimately crib it up and be ready to start pulling the undercarriage out from under it. So in today's episode, we're gonna pull the bus out. I gotta pressure wash the roof because it's been sitting under some oak trees for the last year now. Yeah, it's had a harder year sitting in New Hampshire than it did for 80 years sitting out in the plains of western Kansas. Looks really good lower to the ground. I'll give it that. All right, Thanksgiving dinner has been consumed, all thanks to Hart's Turkey Farm, right here in Meredith, New Hampshire this year. First time we gave my parents the year off, and Kayla ordered a full Thanksgiving dinner right from Hart's Turkey Farm, which is right here in my hometown, and was delicious. So we are down here at my dad's shop now, where my boneyard of cars are, where his used to be, and then I got the itch and started filling this place up with my own cars. Like the cab over. This poor thing. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. And the 46 flexible clipper. I know I keep putting other projects in front of this one, or more important projects need to be finished for more important things like SEMA, but I cannot wait to get started on this thing. So we're kind of taking a step in that direction today. Although we aren't actually starting to dismantle this thing in this episode, we're pulling it out, we're putting it on the other side of the shop out front on the dirt. It's on dirt now, but it's just kind of like mossy dirt. It's been sitting underneath some oak trees. It's November in New Hampshire, so you know this is the usual scenario for November in New Hampshire. But I'm gonna get a ladder out, and it's freezing today, but we're gonna get up and pressure wash the roof off, just get that all nice and clean. Nothing overhead where the bus is going. We'll put some air in the tires. I think that's the only one that's gone low, believe it or not. A full year and a full winter here in New Hampshire. And we'll get hooked onto this thing and we'll pull her out. We actually got it running and driving under its own power for the first time in decades. And we thought about firing it up and driving it out of its spot here, but there's no coolant system. We haven't had the motor running in over a year, which was the first time it had run in many years. Looks like my dad moved the E350 since I've been here last. This has the 2003 7.3 Power Stroke in it. We did get it running and driving, so maybe he got that thing fired up and drove it over here. It's kind of a giant setup to keep around the yard, but the fact that it's got a 60,000 mile 2003 7.3 in it, we're keeping that thing around. That thing's going to find its way in something one of these days, which would be really cool. So glad we have that. Thought about putting it in the bus, but that's already got 12 valve Cummins 6PT in the back, so we're still going to go forward with using the Oshkosh frame onto that camper, onto that motorhome, as our chassis for the FLXIBLE. Modern brakes, modern gearing, the 12 valve power, the Allison transmission, all of that. Did you move that E350 under its own power, or did you pull it?
I pulled it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought maybe you got the thing running and just drove it over there.
No, I was going to have to charge batteries and all that. There's no brakes.
That's right.
But everything around here has no brakes.
No. No, including the Bounder and the FLXIBLE. Yeah. No brakes. I thought maybe he started it. All right, so this is the side of the shop we're going to move the bus to over here. My dad's just doing a little bit of mowing in preparation. I've said it before, but if you're just tuning in, my father built this garage when he was in his early 20s all by himself to start his business, Ludwig Service Center. He stood the walls up, he hung the trusses himself with a friend of ours' crane truck that he borrowed on the weekend, tied a 30-foot rope to the end of each truss, would set the truss up with the crane truck, jump down out of the crane truck, grab the end of the rope, pull the truss into position, run up a ladder, nail it into place, and then repeat throughout all the rest of the trusses. That's the house I grew up in. So we're thinking of putting the bus on this side. And as you can see, it's a little bit more open out here, a little easier to work on. And I think this is ultimately where we'll end up starting to work on it. You know, it's right next to the shop, so we'll have tools, power, air, you know, all that stuff we can pull right out to it. I think by the looks of it, this is the only tire that's gone low.
Oh, the tube holes there.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a back one that went flat before we picked it up?
I thought it was just this one.
Oh, was it?
I thought it was the right front. I don't know if that inside dual is flat. Outside dual definitely isn't. The driver's side is missing the outer dual, so it's only got that one inner wheel. Let's go get her opened up. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, this sat in western Kansas its entire life, and I still cannot believe how rust-free this thing is. Look at how solid. I mean, the bottoms of the doors, look at this. The inner wheel wells, look at how insanely solid that is. It's a dream. For someone who loves patina, original paint, like this is all original as it was built in '46. And it doesn't have any rot. It's got the perfect paint patina and no rot. The door collection. The sun's coming out just in time too. How sick is this bus? And we're off. I mean, we could start it and drive it if we wanted to, apparently. This has had a 305 V6 GMC motor put in it at some point. A lot of these FLXIBLEs saw the 305 V6s back in the 50s. FLXIBLE offered like a bolt-in like motor mount kit, bell housing kit or whatever for the 305s. This would have originally come with a straight 8 Buick motor in it. And now she's got a big old V6 in it, which has breathed life and propelled this bus forward and backwards since my ownership. All aboard. Boy, I can't wait to be sitting here driving this thing down the highway. I still can't believe I've driven this bus. Just unbelievable. I couldn't really see where it was heading. I just had those two mirrors. Well, she's out in front of the shop for the first time. And now that the sun went away, it dropped about another 10 degrees. Even though it's an original paint bus, it's too bad it's all cracked and the paint is literally falling off of it. Like along the side here, I mean, it's just flaking right off. It's crazy. It's too bad. But, you know, there's not much you can do. It looks like it's sticking to the door just fine. I think that sounds aluminum too. And that might be metal. Maybe that's why the paint has stuck on to this door better than here. Because that looks aluminum. You know, it's a unibody bus. And although I would highly doubt the whole thing's aluminum, the amount of rivets used, it's basically aircraft. Just like you'd put an aircraft of 1946 together. You know, the fuselage and the wings are all aluminum. Let's grab a magnet real quick and try that out, because I'm pretty eager to know. Start on the door. Metal. Ooh, metal. Is that galvanized? Huh. I wonder. No. Wow, okay. The roof is definitely aluminum. Side is metal. Gutter is aluminum. Those are obviously aluminum. I figured the window trim was aluminum, but yeah. Dennis, the guy I bought the bus from out in western Kansas, had mentioned that the roof was aluminum and that the side was metal, and he was right. I mean, obviously down here, I figured it was metal because we've got actual rust coming through where the paint is super thin. But up here, you know, this sheet up where all this paint was flaking off, I mean, it looks aluminum, but it's metal. Wonder how far down the aluminum goes over here. Metal, metal. Yeah, they must have changed it right at the back there. I bet this is metal right here. Yep. Yep. Oh, what? No way. It's metal from here back. I mean, you can tell by the patina. Yeah, from that seam back is metal. I wonder what that was all about. Nope. And yes. So from that seam to the front capsule is metal. But 1, 2, 3, 4 like rivet sections of that roof is aluminum. They only made like 2,000 of these flexible clippers. And so they're, well, the clippers of this era, 46. I think from 46 to 49, they only made a couple thousand of them. So there's not a ton of information out there. Alright, so you can see what I see up here on the ladder. The whole roof used to be painted white, it looks like. And at about the same spot on both sides, it's gone to bare aluminum. It's kind of crazy. And you can see where I've pressure washed. I'm not scrubbing it, I'm just pressure washing it. And you can see where I've stopped right there. Just sitting underneath that oak tree. You can see what it's done to the roof. So, almost done here. I've already done the other side. Check out the roof scoop. How sick is that? That fed air directly to the radiator and the air intake, essentially, for the carburetor. Air filter and radiator were down in that, the bottom of that air cavity, essentially. Cannot wait to see what that's gonna look like when this bus is aired out on the ground, because I've taken the measurements when the body airs down to the ground. Now, don't get too upset yet. It'll be able to ride at this height. We'll be able to lift this high, and it'll look like a stock bus. But when we air it down, we're gonna go about, I think it's like 16 inches all the way to the ground. You'll be able to look over the top of the roof right at that roof scoop, which I don't think anyone's done to a flexible before. I've never seen a bagged and body dropped flexible clipper before. So this one might very well be the first one. Well, we have the bus moved out front to the shop. That's where we're ultimately going to start working on it on fair weather days, since we're headed right into winter here in New Hampshire. But we pressure washed the whole roof, and you can actually see where the aluminum gives way to the steel panels, but really got tight with all the pressure washing and got all that grime off the roof. I don't think it's even looked this clean since I bought it. A year and a half under that oak tree definitely didn't help. Just in time, as we're running out of light now. It's like, what, 3:30 in the afternoon? Eastern Standard Time. It's like pitch dark at 4 p.m. now. It's crazy. But stoked to have the bus moved. Really wanted to do this before winter really got here and we started to get buried in snow. Really tried to be careful of pressure washing, you know, all the paint that's about ready to fall right off this thing. You know, the bummer part is it's inevitable. You know, because what if I'm driving this thing down the interstate in the rain? So it'll continue to flake off, I'm sure. We're not going to paint it. I want to leave as much patina as possible. I do really want to put Ludwig's Transit or Ludwig's Transportation or something down the side right here in a hand-painted brush paint, or up here. A lot of old buses, like Greyhound buses and people movers of the 40s and 50s, had signage on the top of their roof right there, right above the windows and the rain gutter. So maybe up there somewhere, I don't know. But I want to leave all this burnt patina. It's too bad a lot of the other paint's starting to flake off, but would love to basically revive what this bus would have looked like in 1946. As far as the style of paint goes, like all the little accent lines and where the color changes were, we shall see. We're a long ways off from that point. We have a whole lot of fabrication to do and a lot of thinking to do too, since that 6BT 12 valve and Allison combination in the pusher bounder are longer than we have from the rear wheel arch to the back of the bus on the body. We're not going to lengthen the body of the bus. I don't want to touch the body of the bus. We'll mess with all the fab work we need to mess with in the mechanicals and everything inside the bus to get a shorter drive line, drivetrain, all that stuff. So for now, we're that much more set up. The bus is out front. We'll be able to crib it up right here. We'll be able to get stuff out from under it and stuff out from inside, and ultimately tear down that bounder bus and get that Oshkosh frame exposed, that whole chassis, and we'll start moving. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Just a short one. We just got so much going on this week with the holiday and moving. We're in the middle of moving house, and it's just been a lot. So we're just priming you guys up for the bus. Bus content is coming. 2026 is going to be the year of the bus for sure. Also, don't forget, there's only a few hours left if you're watching this on Sunday, November 30th, to get your order in, the pre-order in for the 1000 SP Roots hoodies. Those have been going on this past week. They end at midnight tonight, November 30th. But thanks again for watching, guys. We will see you in the next episode.